Good morning. It's another beautiful rainy morning in New Mexico. I absolutely love the rain in the desert. So I'm here with my London fog tea, my version of London fog. I'm sure my British friends would be completely appalled and they would insist on teaching me the ways, but alas, here we are. So, excuse me, I recently did this video where I dare Ashtanga students to stand with survivors. And I did it knowing, I recorded that knowing that that's just not going to happen. Not because people don't care. And it's taken me a long time to realize that it's not that it's not because people don't care. So I wanted to talk about this in a little bit longer form as to the reasons why people actually don't leave these fucked up systems of yoga, why they actually stay, and eventually don't stand with survivors, even though they're like, yeah, woo-woo, survivors, I stand with you. They don't actually. But why is that? Let's look into it. So, like I said, it's not because people don't care. It's not because you don't care. It's because, leaving is genuinely, it's brutally hard. I did it. It is brutally hard. But a big reason is, one of the reasons is community. Your friends practice there, people you trust there. Maybe they are the ones that have held space for you through loss and breakup and transitions. You trust these people. Walking away doesn't just mean leaving your yoga practice. It means potentially losing your whole social world. And we need belonging and community more than we need to be right. Well, some people. Some humans, I would say most humans, need community and need belonging more than they need to be ethical. And that loneliness is super real, and most people can't bear it. But some do. It's okay. It's great even. Another reason is because identity. I spent decades learning those silly sequences. Maybe you've spent a long time, even 6 months is a long time. Maybe you wake up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m. It's a badge of honor. It's like you've traveled to workshops. Maybe you've gone to India. Maybe you've put in your time. You're an Ashtangi, right? You're like, it's who you are. It's not just a practice. It's who you are. And leaving would mean dismantling your whole identity and rebuilding yourself from scratch. That's pretty scary. Most people would rather live with cognitive dissonance than face that kind of ego death. Ashtanga practitioners love to talk about the practice or think about the practice in ways that, it's a contemplative practice. Oh, it's an ego practice that really teaches you about your ego. There are other ways to explore, ego death. And hopping around on a plastic mat is not one of them. Walking away, that's a real ego death. Dismantling everything you think you understand about spiritual practice, that's ego death. Also, the practice kind of works for you. You feel good. Not only do you have community, but you feel good. You feel, it challenges you. It suits you. It suits your appetite and aptitude. You've replaced it for either other addictions or, it's working for you. But here's what we need to understand, that if you do anything for a couple hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week, with breath, with focus, with intention, you're going to experience benefit and growth. It's your commitment, your perseverance, your stamina, your healing. You could plug in any movement modality into that Ashtanga equation. It could be rock climbing, any other kind of yoga, swimming, jogging, it could be, like I said, and you would change, you would experience transformation. But it's you that's serving the practice. So oftentimes the orientation is, but the practice is doing this for me. No, you are doing this for the practice. It is your discipline, your breath, your presence, your dedication, your sweat. All that is yours and you can take it anywhere. You don't have to be loyal to a corrupt system that has been used historically for abuse and power. Take that anywhere. And there's some guru dynamics. Even among the teachers that say that they're neutral, there is no such thing as a neutral teacher. We all teachers come to the room with our wounds and our hurt and our traumas. So teachers often train, especially those with an Ashtanga background, often train others to not trust their bodies, to not trust their intuition, to not trust, their gut feelings. The teacher knows best. Discomfort means you're growing. That maybe may have changed by now. However, it's still an issue of control. I was questioning the system so early on in these decades. And partly because I was so deeply invested in the community, because I spent most of my time either in India or preparing to travel to India, that I was too deep in it to really see clearly, but I would still have these doubts. I remember talking to my teacher at one point and saying, how long, I think I had just turned 38 or 39, and I asked him, I said, how long am I going to hop around on this plastic yoga mat and call it growth? And he looked at me and he said, well, what else are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure at this point I could do anything. I have proven that I have discipline. I have proven to myself that I am capable of so much more than I ever thought. So why not take that somewhere else? Of course, he blew me off and he said, you'll be back. And that was sort of the attitude of Ashtanga practitioners, was this, you're too broken to go, or, and he didn't say that directly, but that was sort of the message. Like, it ended up feeling like, well, I'm just as broken too, and you don't ever leave and heal the broken people. I don't know if I'm saying that very clearly, but it was like this. It was this unspoken experience for me where we were all coming from a place that was broken, and we were trying to heal and using this method and these sequences as attempts to heal. And the thought of leaving was a betrayal, and anyone that left would disappear, literally disappear. And that's a cult. That's what happened to me when I left. I completely disappeared. So if you have doubts, know that you are not alone. Trust those. Trust those deeply. You are going to be told by your community, by your teachers that, yeah, of course, doubt is natural. Trust those instincts. Because when we couple all of those things, the culture and the community and the system and the predator that created it, we live in a culture, rape culture, where harm against women is so normalized. We are so used to seeing women be harmed all day, every day, that we don't see it as harm anymore. It's just background noise. Another guru, another allegation, another time we're told it's complicated or it's just a bad teacher. Rape culture doesn't just mean overt violence. It means the 1,000 ways we're taught that women's bodies are less important than men's legacies. That assault, like I said earlier, is, unfortunate, but, it doesn't disqualify anything or anyone. And also, survivors are probably exaggerating. I mean, this is sort of a hidden thing that people don't say, but that's what they're thinking. So we hear the allegations against Joyce or against these teachers and we think, yeah, but the practice is good. Or that was a long time ago. Or I never experienced that. That's not you being callous. That's rape culture doing exactly what it's designed to do. Make harm against women invisible, ignorable, less important than everything else. And it's not your fault you were taught this. It's not my fault either. But it is our responsibility to see it. It is our responsibility to face it and act accordingly to the best of our ability. So here's what I want you to know. I stayed in it way too long. I needed the community. I built my entire life around it. And then I completely lit a match and walked away. I don't know where your red line is. Maybe you don't have a red line. I had one Ashtanga teacher tell me, I'm just not that ethical. And I really appreciated her honesty because she's not. So maybe you'll leave eventually, maybe you'll never leave, but I'm here. If you want to talk about, because there is no justification that I have not heard, because I have heard all of them, because I have said all of them. I have defended all of them, and I have said them out loud to other people. I have, like I said, I was fully into it. So I'm here. If you have your doubts, if you want to talk about it, if you want to talk about your experiences, DM me, email me. All right. More soon.